Now, this morning, Judge Phillip Loubser ruled in favour of Moroadi Cholota, citing her extradition from the US was unlawful. Delivering judgment at the Free State High Court, Loubser said South African courts should be precluded from trying Cholota as the state provided false information to the US authorities in Cholota's extradition. Presiding over the trial within a trial, the judge added that there was prosecutorial misconduct in handling the extradition. For reaction, SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko is with Moroadi Cholota's former boss and former premier of the Free State, Ace Magashule. Good afternoon, Samkele. You know, this, as many have stated, was a twist in events, but most certainly positive for Moroadi Cholota. And there have been a number of her co-accused that have been monitoring this specific matter quite closely, of the view that whatever the judgment becomes will have a significant impact on their own broader case related to the asbestos matter. So what has been the reaction currently?
Well, indeed, the court did rule that the extradition of Moroadi Cholota, the former PA, personal assistant of the former premier of the Free State, Ace Magashule, was indeed lawful. She was dubbed as the star witness of the case by the NPA, but that seemingly fizzled away when the particular affidavit that she had supposedly filed in place fell through, and then the state had to go for an extradition of her from the United States of America through the National Prosecuting Authority. She was central in what was dubbed to be the person who will implicate the former premier of the Free State province, Mr. Ace Magashule. Mr. Magashule, just the essence of the news after the court ruled that the extradition of Moroadi Cholota, a former PA, was unlawful from the United States of America. Where does that effectively see you within this particular case?
Well, I don't know, but I've said I want my day in court. Because out there in the public, books were written about me. I'm corrupt. I've received 10 million. The charges are still there. Moroadi refused to implicate me. There are many who refuse to implicate me. And in terms of the list of state witnesses, I don't know. I so wish even that one who wrote books, Louis Liebenberg, might actually be called. In fact, I will ask the court, if possible, to call that chap and to call all those who appeared before Zondo Commission. I've said this case is political, and Moroadi Cholota, and that's why MPA has hidden the recordings. They recorded Cholota for 2 days. There is no way the record did not actually, the tape recorder did not actually work. They knew what they were trying to say to Moroadi Cholota. We still want that audio visual. And I wish we will actually get it. I will surprise the court with some of the audio visuals with time.
What has your legal team particularly said on this case, noting that the extradition of Moroadi Cholota was illegal from the United States of America? What are the implications for your particular case, because it is still effectively ongoing, hence you are going to court tomorrow?
Well, the person who applied challenging the extradition was Cholota, and that's why there was a trial within trial. I'm looking forward, but I don't just want this case just to, I don't want just a withdrawal here. I want to be acquitted because I have not done anything wrong. If I'm guilty of anything, of corruption, of maladministration, of whatever, of oversight and whatever they charge me with, the public knows me as a corrupt person. So I will still want my day in court. So that I take the stand and I expose what has not been exposed until today. My time will come, and I'm sure, I hope that MPA will continue with their case.
Have you spoken to Moroadi Cholota ever since the judge said you are free to go?
I will have lunch, we'll have a supper with her tomorrow, and we'll enjoy and wine.
Effectively, looking at that trial within a trial, you watching that particular trial of Moroadi Cholota challenging her extradition from the United States of America, what were some of the glaring points to you that proved that that was an illegal extradition from the United States of America?
How do you lock up somebody and you know where she stays, and you go with a battalion of people to go and collect her to fetch her from America, and you parade her? That was clear apartheid tactics of intimidation, of scaring people. And God is great because Moroadi never gave up. God is great because a lot is going to come out in this case. This case was political. Even the top six of the ANC then said this case is political, and I will prove that in a court of law. So let's wait and see.
Speaking about politics, looking at the state of the by-elections that recently took place within this particular district of Phillip, you were contesting a ward in Kopis, didn't win that particular ward. There were calls by Julius Malema that you should close shop of ACT and join the Economic Freedom Fighters, the MK party. After 2 o'clock, in about 10 minutes from now, they may have a position vacant for a Secretary General. Would you be looking at those options?
Look here, my brother. A time for black African parties to unite is now. There's no closing shop here. I've not yet campaigned in these by-elections. Wait and see in terms of the coming local government elections. See us on the ground in the Free State, see us in the country in Gauteng, see us in Northwest. Yeah, but my wish, and I've said this, and maybe I must do it publicly, President Zuma, I have said, call all black African parties which met you. We are 10 parties from Azapo, PAC, UDM, ATM, APC, EFF was also there. We have said we need a patriotic front. I say this is still needed even now, when Africa is actually changing, when Namibia is doing something, when Burkina Faso is doing something, when Ghana is doing something. This is our time. And I am still saying, don't call me Ace Magashule and recruit me. There is a party called ACT. It's not a crutch, it's a party. We will show you with time. Because a party takes time to come out, to grow. EFF did not just start. It had resources. We are not funded and will never accept money from white monopoly. We'll never accept money from those who oppose real freedom of black people, Africans in particular. We will never be bought. We have refused money, millions of rands, because we don't want to take blood money and we sell out our people. Everything in this country is collapsing. So I'm still saying to President Zuma, call a meeting, not of Ace Magashule and a leader of Azapo, a leader of PSC, call party leadership and let's come and talk. Lenin says what is to be done. That is the question we are actually supposed to be posing now. And I'm challenging all black parties, including EFF, my brother. That season is still there. People think because they have money. Politics is not about money, it's about conviction. It's about what you stand for. And until I die, I'd rather die a pauper, said Phillip Loubser, rather than sell out our people.
Or ACT is a spaza shop.
This will never be a spaza shop. ACT is growing. If you look at the by-elections we contested in the Eastern Cape, we always come second after ANC.
You might need to call former President Zuma because essentially he may have no Secretary General or he may be redeploying a Secretary General to Parliament.
Me, it's not about positions. ACT as a seat, I could have gone to Parliament, legislature. No, I am with our people until we are free as black African people.
Thank you very much, Mr. Magashule. That is Mr. Magashule essentially saying that he does not want this case to be thrown out, which includes Moroadi Cholota, who's effectively been set free by the High Court today in Bloemfontein because her extradition was deemed to be illegal. Once again, the National Prosecuting Authority has egg on its face, where a number of high-profile cases it is seemingly losing because it does look as if they are ill-prepared, they don't have facts at the table, and they rush towards arrest instead instead of doing proper groundwork. You look at the case of Omotoso as well, thrown out the court. He had to be taken out the country due to immigration laws that he had flouted.
Right. Samkele, thank you very much for that.